What I've found and noticed over the years is no Porsche or any other car owner ever tells you honestly when things go wrong with their cars. I mean, it's very trivial, very small, but these cars have problems. I mean, this is the first problem I've had with this car, but over the years I've had many others. But as you can see, the rev counter is lying all the way down, and when I start it up, it's barely going up. The good thing is I have warranty on the car, so I'm taking it, they'll replace it. But just wanted to show you that these things happen from time to time. No one tells you about it because they think if you talk about issues with the car, it will devalue the brand and blah blah blah, all those things. And therefore these big companies get away with issues. If it was a Hyundai or a Kia or some small brand, people would talk about it and moan about it, but because it's a Porsche, no one talks about these things. So I thought I should share that with you. So I read this article that says that people who moan a lot are the optimists of this world, and it's so true. Because they keep trying to make this world a better place. They keep hoping that one day everything will change and it will be better. People who don't moan are the ones who have accepted the world for what it is. They don't think it will change, they don't think anything can be improved, and therefore they don't moan. Which shows yours truly is an optimist. I constantly moan about everything because I want the world to be fixed and be a better place. And to my frustration, it doesn't. And unfortunately, with the amount of people we have on the planet and the mentality, the dog-eat-dog world, I know deep down inside that doesn't matter how much I moan, doesn't matter how much I want to change the world, I can't. Because people don't want to change. Very few people want to change and be better. On social media and online, I constantly see this barrage of fake positivity. People are trying to sell their shit one way or another. I wanted to make this video about the way a lot of people talk about their cars, especially men, and especially nice cars and supercars and sports cars. But if you say, oh, how much is your car? They'll tell you the list price. They'll never tell you how much they paid. They'll never tell you how much it's worth right now. Or they'll avoid telling you that. If you ask them how much the fuel consumption is, they'll quote the figures from the instruction manual or what the manufacturer says rather than telling you the truth. Now, as much as I love Porsches, I've had them for many, many years, and I keep saying this is my 15th or 16th Porsche, but they're not perfect cars. They have their issues. I've listed a few from the previous cars, like the 718 and its new CarPlay sat-nav problem. From time to time you encounter issues, but all you get on the internet, on YouTube, is positivity and how amazing these cars are, and everyone just keeps hyping things up. For what you pay for a car like this, in reality it should not have any problems, because they should work really hard at making it as perfect as possible. The other cars I've owned other than Porsches are Volkswagens and Audis and BMWs, and to be honest, I can't say about the models right now, but the ones that I've owned over the years were far less troublesome than these supercars. And Also, I've had a very different experience with the Aston Martin. When I was buying it, everyone kept telling me that, oh, these cars are delicate, they have problems, they use a lot of fuel. And I was just so annoyed and pissed off with Porsche dealers in England that I decided I'm not going to give them any more of my money. And I bought the Aston Martin. And to be honest, I've had zero problems, touch wood. And it's a reliable car, it's very good. And it's a 6-litre V12. This is a 3.8 six-cylinder, so that one is almost double. The fuel consumption on both these cars is the same. So you can go out and buy a 6-litre V12 and enjoy the sound and amazing drive and the power that comes with it, and have the same fuel consumption. So this car does 12 to 14 miles to a gallon in London. On the motorway it gives me about 22 to 25. Same as the Aston Martin. But no one ever tells you that. They'll tell you that Porsches are really efficient, and the 3-litre engines that everyone is talking about, the turbos and why they've made them and they're so efficient, they're only efficient in controlled lab environments. They're not efficient in real life. I have a Boxster 3.2 6-cylinder from 2006, and then I bought the 718S, which is the 2.4-litre turbo engine, supposed to be really efficient. The fuel consumption on both cars was exactly the same. Back to why I started making this video, was to say that this is a £120,000 car, list price. Not what it is now, I think it's about 85-90 now. But for this car, the rev counter is broken. The digital speedometer shows the speed, I think, a 2-mile difference to the analog one. So there's so many little things that shouldn't really be there, but they are, and that's why you buy a car for £120,000. When the warranty runs out, then you have to pay another £2,000 to extend the warranty, because if one of these little things breaks, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to have it fixed. So the reality is that buying these cars is easier, maintaining them and keeping them is where the big cost is. And when they say, oh, this Porsche has 8 owners in the last 6 years, oh yeah, because Porsche owners change their cars very frequently. Unfortunately, not true. Porsche owners don't change their cars very regularly if they are real Porsche owners. It's those who think, I want to have a Porsche, I want to have fun for 6 months or 8 months or a year, but I can't really afford to keep the car for an extended period because it's too expensive. So these people then go around buying a car, driving it to the max, and basically buying a car for a joyride. Once the joyride is done, they then go and sell it. But when you're going out and buying a car and it has 6 or 8 owners, remember this: who own these cars. People who couldn't really afford to keep the cars are the ones who owned your car previously, and you're buying a car that's been probably trashed and mistreated. So you're better off buying a car that's had less owners, more miles, and has been in one household for a long time. I said this in one of my previous videos: if you're going to buy a car from a private person, very, very important to go and see where they live and what their house is. If their car is worth more than their house, you should be worried, because they have just bought the car for a joyride, or they've bought the car because they want to portray an image of themselves to their business colleagues or friends or whoever. There are very, very few people who are such enthusiasts that they will spend more money on their car than their house. But yeah, these are things to be careful of.